Hi there, I'm Belinda Egg, like egg, the food. I work full-time in analytics, and although I enjoy working with numbers, my passion outside of work is travel. Analytics takes up majority of my time, but I plan to do whatever I can to travel and nurture my creativity. With this passion to create and travel, my Exceptional Planet began. A blog, an Instagram account, and a YouTube channel. Follow along to see how I travel efficiently, on a time budget, and without breaking the bank. We decided to kind of walk around the village since we hadn't really. We were just doing activities and things like that. So we went down to the lake, snowshoed on the frozen lake, and then we walked out of the Aurora village. Near the city center there was another frozen lake, but a much, much bigger one. We played around there and hung out a little bit as well.
Snowshoeing on a lake. Here's some reindeer tracks, snowmobile tracks, snowshoe tracks. Come with me, you two. Let's take a look at the ice. As we're on a lake. Fluffy snow. Little marshmallow. We are snowshoeing on a frozen lake. Let's see the lake.
Rock hard. The line is smooth.
Ugh.
No.
Cheryl!
Stop!
Oh, my day.
Stop!
Taking a video. Negative 20 degrees.
Negative 20?
No, it's negative 15. Sorry. Hey, reindeer. What up?
It's negative 20 degrees Celsius.
And our door is frozen. Hope we can get out. Knock on wood. Which is the door?
Look at the fire!
Fire and ice. Going for a walk, cold ass swimming. Belinda's in camouflage. very cold, she says. She's gonna make it warmer. Oh, what a gal.
Oh, man.
We hadn't seen the Northern Lights in the past 2 days, and we were really hoping to see them this trip because when Dustin and I went to Iceland in the past, we hadn't seen Northern Lights for the 4 days that we were there, but because I stayed for a work trip and a little bit longer, I actually got to see the best Northern Lights that Iceland ever had, basically, where all the lights in Reykjavik were shut off, and I had also seen them in Sweden, so I was really hoping that Dustin wouldn't miss it this time around. We did everything we basically could to catch the Northern Lights. We looked online to see what type of tours that could take us there, and we found this tour. It was really quite expensive. This tour guy was going to drive to Norway to just get a glimpse of the Northern Lights. So we booked that tour and then took a little bit of a rest before we were going to go on a 3 to 4 hour trip around midnight to find the Northern Lights. We always look at the sky to just check if there's any Northern Lights, and after some rest, we went to the main cabin for dinner at the Aurora village right before our tour of chasing the Northern Lights, and I had saw some light grayish, not even green yet, stripe above the sky, and it could have been clouds, it could have been anything, but whenever we see any of that, Dustin and I go back to the cabin, grab our cameras, and just try to see if it's actually the Northern Lights or not. And to do that, we just put our cameras to a very high exposure. For the most part, whenever we did that, it was just clouds, it was just some type of fog. We took our GoPro, did a high exposure, and we noticed that it was green in our camera screen. We were just happy that we got a glimpse of it. When we were beginning to capture Northern Lights, they were very light, but it was still extremely pretty. And then it got stronger and stronger, and they were dancing all over our cabin, and we basically had the best Northern Lights show. Because the Northern Lights were so great just right at the Aurora village, and right above our cabins, we went back to the cabin and just canceled our tour since it was very expensive. We also then got invited by the hotel to go on a tour with a few of the other people staying there that was free for both Dustin and I, which was great. So we ended up chasing the Northern Lights at the end of the night, but just for a couple hours and more nearby to where we were staying. Snowmobiling around 10 kilometers through the Finnish Lapland forests, and it was negative 20 degrees Celsius. Dustin and I share a snowmobile, and we switched off back and forth driving, and then we signed the guest book in the middle of the forest. It was a lot of fun. Snowmobiling through frosted pine tree forests, and at one point we were on, not the highway, maybe the Finnish Lapland highway. We went around 50 kilometers an hour. Other people that were riding with us actually flipped to their sides and broke the window of their snowmobile, but don't worry, they were okay. I think they still had a lot of fun.
Just gotta be careful.
Just gotta be careful.
And your hands are cold?
My hands are cold, and I just put hand cream on, which you need to do very often. And For those of you who know me, my nose runs a lot when it's cold. So we had these, they gave us these hoods, mask things. And mine is covered with snot. So I didn't think that they wanted
I wouldn't want it back.
I really don't think they want it back because this is unhygienic and I'm about to throw it away for them.
Your snowshoes with that.
Hell yeah.
In the night.
In the night. Say bye.